Hello, everyone, dear viewers of the channel. I am Helena, the guardian of secrets, a researcher of mystical phenomena, and here with me is Vadim, a historian interested in folk culture.
Good to be back, Helena, and ready to dive into another fascinating corner of Ukrainian folklore. Though perhaps fascinating might be an understatement given today's topic.
Indeed, Vadim. Today we're venturing into one of the most potent and unsettling places in our mystical heritage, the Cursed Crossroads. These aren't just points where roads meet. In Ukrainian lore, they are liminal spaces, thresholds between worlds, where the veil between the mundane and the otherworldly is thinnest. They are places of immense power, often associated with making deals with darkness.
And right there, Helena, is where my historian skepticism kicks in. Crossroads, historically, were vital for commerce, travel, and communication. They naturally became gathering points, places where news was exchanged, strangers met, and, yes, perhaps even clandestine meetings occurred. The idea of them being inherently cursed, or gateways to other realms, likely stems from their functional significance, and the anxieties associated with the unknown aspects of travel and interaction with strangers.
But it's more than just anxiety, Vadim. Think of the energy, a place where paths diverge, where choices are made, where travelers bring intentions from every direction. Our ancestors believed that this confluence of energies made crossroads incredibly potent, not just for good, but for ill. They were seen as places where the chort, the Ukrainian devil, could easily manifest, where lost souls wandered, and where witches performed their darkest rites. Legend has it that if you sought forbidden knowledge or immense power, a crossroads at midnight, especially one that marked the boundary between three villages, was the place to go.
I agree on the symbolism of choice, Helena. Crossroads represent decisions, often difficult ones, which can lead to vastly different outcomes. It's a natural leap for folk belief to personify these choices into interactions with supernatural entities. If someone made a poor decision, leading to ruin, it was far easier to blame a deal with a chort at a crossroads than to confront personal responsibility or societal pressures. The chort, in this context, serves as a powerful metaphor for temptation and the dark side of human desires.
Perhaps, but the stories are so vivid, so consistent across regions. People spoke of leaving offerings, black hens, rye bread, or even drops of blood at these crossroads to appease the forces residing there, or to seal a pact. They believed that if you sold your soul for wealth or love or revenge, the chort would meet you there, often disguised, and the deal would be struck under the ominous moon. The cost, of course, was always eternal damnation. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? That desperate souls would truly believe they could barter with evil at such a place?
Chilling indeed, and I don't doubt the psychological reality of such beliefs. In times of severe hardship, famine, war, or unrequited love, people become desperate. The concept of making a pact with a supernatural entity offers a sense of control, however illusory. It provides a narrative framework for extraordinary good fortune or terrible misfortune. Historically, we see similar beliefs in many cultures. The crossroads become a stage for extreme emotional states, where people project their deepest fears and desires onto the landscape.
But what about the tangible effects? There are countless accounts of people witnessing strange lights, hearing disembodied whispers, or feeling an oppressive weight at these particular intersections. Farmers would often avoid building homes near them, and travelers would hurry past after sundown. There's a particular crossroads near my grandmother's village known as Chortova Perstina, the Devil's Junction, where locals still warn against lingering after dark. They say if you hear a specific mournful whistle, it's the chort calling, tempting you to turn back and make an offer.
The air itself feels heavy there, almost magnetic, pulling you into its ancient secrets.
Those sensations you describe, Helena, are fascinating from a psychological perspective. The power of suggestion, coupled with the cultural narrative surrounding such places, can genuinely alter perception. In low light, familiar sounds become distorted, peripheral vision plays tricks, and the imagination fills in the gaps. Moreover, some crossroads, especially those at ancient boundaries or where significant events occurred, might have served as unofficial burial grounds for those who died tragically or were deemed unsuitable for consecrated ground. The unsettling energy could well be the echo of historical tragedies, or even the subtle remnants of ancient pre-Christian funerary practices.
That's a valid point about ancient burial sites, Vadam. Our ancestors often buried unclean dead, suicides, unbaptized infants, or victims of violence at crossroads, believing it would confuse their spirits and prevent them from returning to haunt their homes. This practice certainly added to the crossroads' sinister reputation. But it wasn't just about the dead, it was also about magic. Witches would collect herbs there, believing them to be imbued with potent magical properties. They would also cast spells, particularly for love or curses, by burying charmed objects at the intersection. The energy, whether from lost souls or elemental forces, was seen as a raw, untamed power.
And the choice of location for these rituals is highly symbolic. Burying a charmed object at a crossroads ensures that its influence is broadcast in multiple directions, affecting all who pass or symbolizing the widespread reach of the spell. The collection of herbs at such a potent place speaks to the animistic belief that certain locations held specific energies that could enhance the magical properties of plants. It's a brilliant blend of practical folk knowledge about plant efficacy with spiritual beliefs about concentrated power. It highlights the deeply intertwined relationship between humans and nature in ancient worldviews.
So, while you see symbolism, Vadim, I see echoes of genuine esoteric knowledge. People truly believed they could influence fate here. Not just dark rituals, but also protective ones. If someone was plagued with illness or bad luck, they might perform a ritual at a crossroads to leave their misfortunes there, hoping that the passing travelers would carry them away or that the diverging paths would scatter the evil. Sometimes, a sick person's clothing or personal item would be left there as a sacrifice to the spirits, to draw the illness away from them.
This is where we find a beautiful convergence of belief systems, Helena. The act of leaving misfortune at a crossroads is a form of sympathetic magic, where a problem is externalized and ritually discarded. Psychologically, it offers a sense of closure and empowerment. From a cultural perspective, it demonstrates the community's methods of coping with illness when scientific understanding was limited. It shows resilience and a belief in the ability to influence one's destiny, even if through ritual rather than direct action. This practice likely evolved from very early human attempts to understand and control their environment.
And this knowledge, Vadim, this tapestry of beliefs and rituals, is precisely why these stories are so vital to preserve. Losing them isn't just losing quaint tales, it's losing a part of the Ukrainian soul, a key to understanding our deep connection to the land and the ancient forces believed to shape our lives. These stories teach us about human nature, about temptation, sacrifice, and the enduring hope for protection. The idea that a specific place could hold such power to grant wishes or claim souls speaks to a primal understanding of the world. It reminds us that our ancestors were profoundly aware of the unseen, the subtle energies that we in our modern world often dismiss.
I completely agree on the importance of preservation, Vadim, not as literal truth, but as profound cultural artifacts. These legends are incredibly rich sources for understanding the historical anxieties, moral frameworks, and psychological coping mechanisms of past generations. They are narratives that explain the inexplicable, enforce social norms, and provide comfort or caution. The Cursed Crossroads, in this light, becomes a powerful symbol for the human journey, a place of decision, danger, and potential transformation. It's about facing one's inner demons as much as external ones.
Exactly. It's a testament to the sophistication of our ancestors' symbolic thinking. They imbued these seemingly mundane locations with immense spiritual and moral weight. The curse isn't just some magical affliction. It's the weight of those choices, those desperate pleas, and the cultural memory of countless stories played out at those very spots. It's both the magical belief in actual entities and the very real human condition playing out in a specific, symbolically charged landscape.
What a journey we've taken today, Vadim, from literal deals with darkness to the profound symbolism of human choice and cultural identity. It's a reminder that even the darkest corners of our folklore hold deep truths. Before we wrap up, I urge all our listeners to share their own experiences or local legends about crossroads in the comments below. Have you ever felt an unusual energy at a particular intersection?
And if you've enjoyed this exploration of the mystical and the historical, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. We love bringing these stories to life and hearing your perspectives. Helena and I will be back next time, delving into another fascinating aspect of Ukrainian mystical tales.
Until then, may your paths be clear and your choices always lead you toward the light. Be careful at the crossroads, dear listeners. You never know who might be waiting.